Whew. Hello there. We are back, and this time around, we ain't playing. We are gonna be serious about our Sagat play today, or at least we will try. And to be honest, I don't know if I can reach masters that I thought that I would reach in like a short time span. The thing is that it's possibly just a mix of me not being used to Sagat yet, but at the same time it also is more so like I feel like I'm just not playing correctly like I should be, but yeah, so let's go on with the game. And hey, we met that follower goal, so that's nice. So now we're just gonna continue grinding it out, see what we can do. Yeah, +4. Ooh. +4, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, alright. It's time to get serious. Time to get serious. Whew.
Challenger. Round 1. Fight.
Much better. Still trying to wake up from work today. Booyah!
Sagat. Here comes a new challenger.
Ooh, the new Chun-Li costume. Okay. Okay.
Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight.
Not a safe jump. Ay! Oh, hello there, Keiko. Thank you for following yesterday. Did not see you there. But hope you are doing well. We are just practicing some Sagat play. Ooh. Oh yeah, Sagat's pretty nice. He is a little awkward. I did think he was like pretty strong as far as like the initial trailers go, but as I'm playing him, he does have some awkward aspect about himself, you know. But I do love this combo, man. No, he's going to try to drive impact. There we go. Oh yeah, that's good. I mean, he definitely plays well. He plays relatively the same in 5 in a way, because with what Capcom did in his Street Fighter 6 iteration, they've pretty much neutered isn't the right word, but they definitely simplified his fireball strategy. So now he still has this fireball game, but it's much more simplified in that you really only have like the low fireball and then the 2 versions of the high tiger shot. And he does still have his like aspects of 5, which is he plays this kind of mid-range sort of poke type of gameplay style, but there's at least more reward, right? Because back in Street Fighter 5, all that he really got was like standing medium kick, which didn't really lead into anything unless if it was counter hit, right? But yeah, I main at least in Street Fighter 6, I main Rashid. I do also have like a secondary as Terry. I am trying to figure out like a character that I actually want to like main seriously, because Rashid was more so of like just circumstances. So I'm just trying to find something that's like better for me. Raj Tunes, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Hello there. Yeah, Sagat, he definitely does feel a little bit more aggressive, right? Just because of the fact that, he has his Tiger Jinrai now, which certainly does, like, it certainly does, like, add more aspects of his game to being more in the mid-range, but also trying to be close to your face, right? Yeah, he definitely could still zone a bit, so maybe not to the extent that's, like, as nuanced as it was in the previous games, but he can still certainly do it. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just kind of get tired of the characters that you play, you know what I mean? And so you're just trying to find something new, right? The thing that's annoying is that the this setup here, you can get a meaty medium tiger knee, but it's character specific. So for example, Zangief there, I couldn't do it against him because I'm -1 because his hurt box is much larger. Ah. Oh, I see, yeah. I mean, there's certainly, like, same thing with Rashid, right? Ooh, nope. But same thing with Rashid, like, he's not typically the character that I would play in, like, a Street Fighter game, you know? Ah, man. I gotta stop ducking against him. Oof. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Play more patient footsies and all that. That's. I'm usually more of like a defensive player comparatively to, like most people, you know, just like to throw out the pokes and all that. Oof, too slow. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, like in Street Fighter 6, like that kind of playstyle, it's much more, how would I say, like inconsistent is the best way to put it. Like it's very, it takes too much, you know, it takes too much work, I guess is the best way to explain it. Since, you know, if you were trying to play, I mean, most of the defensive characters in this game too, conventionally, like JP, Guile, Dhalsim, like they do have like, you know, mix, right? Which is not very typical of like most like defensive characters, right? Because like Dhalsim in Street Fighter 4 plays nothing like Street Fighter 6, right? Ayy. Yeah, you know, like even in anime games like Hilda, let's say, or like New 13, that's the kind of like defensive zoning character that like JP or Dhalsim is now, right? Like characters that have really good tools in neutral, but also they just have like fat ass combos, right? Oof. Ah, the range. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, footsies, for sure, you know, like throwing out buttons and limbs out in neutral and all that kind of stuff. It certainly is a lot more active, you know, a playstyle comparatively to, well, I mean, you know, both sort of mid-range poke footsies type of characters and zoners. They both have their sort of active gameplay styles. You know, I can certainly relate to that because I mean, I tried to be on like the side here, but in Street Fighter 4, I tried to play Fei Long, right? Who isn't really a zoner. He just has like very good space control with his like normals, and top of that his rekkas, right? If you space them correctly. So, you know, certainly like I do understand the appeal, right? Yeah, for sure, Jury. There's a lot of aspects about her that really does reward being able to place your buttons correctly, right? And you know, hey, doesn't hurt that you have a very good drive rush. Oof. Yeah, certainly Drive Rush will, like, you have an easier time playing characters that just have a lot of conversions from Drive Rush easily, you know? Like, Rashid has been kind of like a crutch for me because I've been relying on his low forward Drive Rush all the time, right? So, definitely understandable. Oh yeah, I think, you know, I think that Ed's probably like the most concentrated as far as like a good character that requires you to have amazing neutral, you know. So so he certainly does have that aspect about him that I think you would like if you were, you know, like a Fei Long main or something like that. So. Yeesh. Oh yeah, the dream combo, you know, like the different variations, the regular, the shin, you know. So certainly, certainly some fun to be had if you're trying to play as Ed, you know. Ugh, jump. Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest, I think they're going to, how would I put it? Like, they're going to make Viper very simple, you know, and in that, like, they're going to reduce the complexity in a way where it's not really going to necessarily be as similar as her Street Fighter 4 iteration, but there should still be some parts, you know, that should resemble assets about it, right? Ah. Yeah, you know, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what they do with Viper here. Whew, man. Dang it. Yeah. There's definitely like awkwardness with certain characters that certainly make it a lot harder or less convincing to play, right? So it's understandable, you know. Because that was me when I was trying to play Dalsum in a way. Oh man, I like the DI a lot. He just had some awkward aspects to him. I mean, I still like played him as much as I could, but eventually I switched over to Rashid. Nah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, like, Rashid is probably, like, also boring in a way, in that, like, how would I put it, like, even though he has, like, all these crazy mix-ups and all that kind of stuff, like, at the end of the day, right, it's like, you do a bunch of flashy stuff, and then it always ends up in strike throw, right? So, you know, like it's not necessarily like he has the sauce per se. It's more so like he has a bunch of flashy stuff that usually ends up in chicken parm or spaghetti and meatballs, you know. So yeah. Yes, he certainly still has his throw loop, which is crazy. Even though Capcom has, you know, made it slightly harder, it's still like doable. It's just like now, what is it? It's like it's a little harder and more awkward to try to get the throw or shimmy, because you have to be like 2 to 3 frames on point. You know, you don't really have a lot of leeway like you did before they nerfed it. So, but hey, they didn't touch level 2, so I'm fine with that. Oh, DI Merchant over here. Aye, didn't come here. Oof. Dash, dash. Throw. Yep, level 2, baby. Did not nerf it at all. Aye. Hell no, I ain't that good. There ain't no way I'm gonna be 2000 MR. That's a pipe dream. That's a pipe dream, right? Like Ninzi might be like somebody who says, "Ah, man, Masters, it might be impossible for me," right? Like that's actually like she's well on her way to getting Masters, right? Me, 2000 MR? That's a myth. That's a fairy tale, dog. Ah, man, you know, here's the thing, right? Like, even with practice, the issue for me is that, how would I put it? I easily get distracted because I want to play. Ooh, nice jump. I want to play like other fighting games and practice those too. So it's kind of like a hard sell, you know, in a way. Ah, man, that was unfortunate. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You certainly can't have the ability to get 2K MR, you know? It's always a possibility to do that. And you know, it's not like Street Fighter 6 itself is like the most demanding as far as like execution wise. It's really just more so of understanding the mind games and the options that you have, right? You know, rock, paper, scissors, that kind of thing, where you then you know, weigh your options and like what's good or what's bad for you in this particular situation, right? That was lucky. Hey, I mean, you know, you got the dedication, you got the, whatchamacallit, the patience, right? Like, unlike me, who's not schizophrenic, ADHD brained, and who, like, switches over from Street Fighter to Tekken every so often, right? Ooh. Ouch, unfortunate. Oh yeah, Persona. Persona Arena was like really great, you know. Oh, the RPG. I see. Yeah. The game themselves. Yeah. Persona 4 Golden. Besides adding Mary, you know, that game is really great. You know. So yeah, you know, I'm hoping that they release the whatchamacallit, the a new Persona Arena game. You know. Oh man. I mean, you know, like, let's be real here, right? Mary, they really kind of dropped the ball on her character, like, I guess the gimmick, right? Again, though, this is probably me just hating on the fact that I just don't like those poetry. You know, like people who want to like express themselves in free-form poems and all that kind of stuff. I was never somebody that really understood per se or like really cared for, you know, expression in like free-form poetry. So, you know, every time when, you know, you get to a social link and she just starts spouting all this, like, garbage at you, it's like, ugh, just let me skip it, please. Just let me skip it.
Sagat wins.
But yeah, I mean, so here's the thing, right? So with Persona X, right, the mobile game and all that kind of stuff, like, it's the first time where I thought to myself, like, oh, hello there, B-san Nicolas. Hope you're doing well. I'm not lucky that I'm in Diamond 1. Let's be real. I'm a Masters player who got demoted to Platinum 5 when they were doing their placement matches with Sagat, and now I'm back where I first started. But, hey, hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a nice day today. Hey, you're almost there. You're almost there to Diamond, right? So it just takes some time, but you'll get there. You'll get there. Ah, the Wake Up EXD, or the Wake Up EXSPD. Grab. Ah, yeah. I mean, you know, playing different characters, especially ones that you're not used to, can certainly be like a very weird thing to like kind of get a handle of, right? That's the same thing with me and Sagat right now, where I'm just kind of floundering, right? Oh my God, what is that? Do-over. Outfit 4, I mean, if you're asking B-San in the chat, you know, for sure, I'm sure he enjoys the new outfit for Jamie. For me, I'm not particularly like all that I don't care about like summer outfits, you know. I'm more so just like give me like cool costumes, you know. I'm not much of a theme kind of guy, right? I'm more of just like give me something cool. I don't really need a theme. Like whenever there's like a Halloween event or like a Christmas event, my immediate thought is, man, like I don't want like a Christmas themed costume. Just give me something that looks rad, you know? Threw that away. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, certain DPs like are bad or good, you know, like Ed's, right, one of the slowest in the game, and also you have like 2 different versions, right? So whew, that was lucky. Yep. Ah, I was too far away. Oh, he kind of threw it away. There we go. Yeah, like Tiger Nexus is where everything starts, and you know, it does feel awkward in that his only like conversions from Drive Rush are realistically his crouching medium punch and his crouching heavy punch. But crouching heavy punch, man, I gotta stop dropping combos. It's primarily going to be used as like a way to buffer into Tiger Nexus, right? Like that. You can certainly zone. It's just the issue with it's more of an issue of like zoning in Street Fighter 6. It's usually like the cost benefit analysis of it. It's usually not in your favor because the volatility of Street Fighter 6 tends to make it very hard for a zoner to thrive, right? Like Dulcim, you can't really just continuously throw out normals, right, at like this long range, you know, for the entirety of the match, in my opinion, right? For me, he has to, like, you know, start doing some of his mix-ups, right? His teleport mix-up, spading with like safe jumps and stuff like that, right? So Sagat, in a way, feels maybe like Rushdown, so you certainly do have to use a lot of drive rushes to to sort of get his game going, right? So, for example, I mean, I don't utilize it, which I should, but, you know, so, like, in situations like these, right, where is it? Like in situations like these, right? You know, you have your opponent here. They're blocking your fireballs, right? You know, maybe they're parrying here and there, and they certainly don't want to jump in on you because he has better conversions now off of his anti-airs. So besides the DPs, he has back heavy punch, forward heavy kick. Though back heavy punch is probably going to be the most common one. Forward heavy kick is really like if they were to jump from like full screen or something like that. But anyway, though. It's not necessarily, for me, it's not a tool to, like, as a win condition, you know, if that makes sense. It's more of a tool to, like, convince the opponent to stand still, right? Or to at least, you know, try not to, makes them think more and trying not to, like, jump at you, willy-nilly, because there's always the threat of the back heavy punch, right? And so once you got them convinced that, you know, they're going to stand still, he has low forward drive rush, right, that can connect into crouching medium punch, or he has his overhead, right, so he gets a, you know, low or high mix-up, or he might just throw you, right? Another thing is that this is also pretty good, right? Like, it goes super far. It's plus on block, you know, just naturally, which is crazy. But it's, with drive rush, it's +8. So you can literally do anything that you want if your opponent is convinced to stand still, right? So yeah. Yeah, it's +8. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, with Rushdown, especially as a newer player, right? Rushdown certainly does become harder as you're, you know, learning the game, right? Because especially in a game like Street Fighter, frames are really all that matter. And so when you're panicking, you know, and you're trying to mash buttons, or you're just trying to figure out like what kind of options there are, the opponent, you know, they may not necessarily you know what they're doing, but they hit you and they're going to press another button, and if you are panicking and trying to press a button back, you're going to lose in that interaction. So it's certainly a lot harder to be a defensive player at the beginning than it is an offensive player, and that's why whenever new players are trying to learn Street Fighter 6, most of the time, like, the easiest way to get the masters is just to know what your Oki setups are. You know, what are your combos, what are your Oki setups, what are your strike, shimmy, throw scenarios, right? And that's it, right? You don't necessarily need to know, you know, like, what's punishable, you know, if someone sweeps and they block it, right? Like, sometimes they don't really need to know that. They just need to know drive rush, go in, do a combo, know their Oki, right? But yeah, and so, like, the thing is that the curious thing for me with Sagat is that he feels more like a Tekken character in what decision making you have to do, as far as whether or not you want to duck or crouch, right? Because there's certain risk rewards with standing or crouching against Sagat, right? So basically, the reasons why you would want to crouch against Sagat is because stuff like this doesn't work, right? You crouch under the fireball. Also, forward heavy kick goes over you, right? So, you know, that's why, like, this thing is naturally plus on block. It's, to me, Capcom is saying, like, well, it's balanced because even though it's plus on block, if you crouch it, it's fine, right? And the same thing with his Tiger Jinrai. The medium follow-up whiffs, you know? So there's all these types of things that Sagat has that makes you go, okay, maybe I can crouch against him, right? Maybe I should crouch against him. But then you have situations like these, where his heavy tiger knee has this awkward hit spot where it goes up and then it lands down on you, and then he becomes +4. And this is universal amongst every character in the game, right? So you can easily see a scenario where if you're just continuously crouching against Sagat, he's gonna be like +4 all the time, right? And you can't challenge his crouching medium punch because he's gonna be +4. So it'll be basically a 3-framer, and there's nothing faster than the 3-frame button. You can interrupt at least the tiger knee portion of it, but you'll trade if you were to try to jab him out of it. So you have to do like an EXDP or something like that. So that's why, you know, in a sense, like, people want to stand block against Sagat, because now he's -5 if he tries to do that. And so, you know, that's why he feels more like Tekken in that there's more nuance as to whether or not if you want to stand or crouch against Sagat, or if you want to hold parry. But again, that comes with risk if he just wants to drive rush and throw at you. I will say, though, in terms of my opinion, I think it's probably best to just stand against Sagat, because the issue with him is that he doesn't really have any... His lows don't threaten you, right? He has no conversions off of his lows. There's no target combos off of his lows, right? His crouching medium kick, it doesn't drive rush cancel. And, you know, on hit, at max range, is like +4, right? So you can get a jab, but you're too far away for the jab. So really, when he lands this on you, Sagat is only looking out for you whiffing a button, and then he buffers like a crouching fears into Tiger Nexus, right? You know, sweep, you know, he gets you knocked down, but even then, like, he doesn't really get anything off of it. And so the only threatening aspect of it is that if he does go into drive rush and then low, like, he can go ahead and connect. Whoops. He can connect into crouching medium punch, or if the person is willing to drive rush further into their opponent, they can connect with back heavy punch, right? So I guess this is the most threatening aspect of his, like, low game, which is the drive rushes. Oops. And he takes you to the corner, right? But again, he would have to, if he were to drive rush from here, he would have to really, like, go in deep if he wants to connect with his back heavy punch, you know? So yeah. Yeah, having no crouching medium kick is pretty big, right? So his Tiger Nexus, the medium follow-up, is the only one that is avoidable on crouch. So the decision-making process you're gonna have to look at when you're doing Tiger Nexus is either the overhead, which is his light follow-up, the one that's like the one that hits you high, which if you were to stand block it, it leaves you plus on block, or it's going to be the one that hits you regardless if you're crouching or standing and also leaves you plus on block, but you can interrupt it if you were to do a jab. So that's like the three like decision-making process that you have to consider if you're trying to counterplay against Tiger Nexus for Sagat. I hate doing that all the time. I'm trying to do DP and I end up getting Super 1. You know, I mean, hey, Ninzi might, you know, get convinced to play Zangief. Maybe it might be a viewer reward, you know? Ugh, hate that I don't punish that. I mean, I used to play Guilty Gear Strive, but I pretty much fell off of it once Hacker Man came around. I mean, even though I wasn't necessarily affected, it's just still one of those, like, I don't really want to support a company that's not necessarily, like, working in the best interests of the players, you know? Oh, I'm talking about, so in Guilty Gear Strive, there's basically a hacker who essentially, like, targets people's streams, and what they would do is they would do some sort of, like, I think it has to do with, like, their QR code, a QR code for the streamer on Guilty Gear, but they essentially, like, overload their profile so that their game, their like online experience basically becomes like super slow and laggy. And so they would just target like Kizzy K, Sajam, Punk. They also targeted Huntress. So, and the thing is that like Arc System Works, they basically stated like, yeah, we understand the issue, but we just don't really know what to do about it. Ah, unfortunate. Yeah, it certainly does suck, but, you know, it is what it is, right? If a company doesn't want to do what they want to do, then, can't do much about it, right? Oh yeah, I mean it's certainly you would want to like I think it's more recommended for you to just like focus on a game and be good at it rather than doing what I'm doing, which is being like bad at multiple games, you know? So I think that's a good thing that you're doing right now. Nice. Nah, I mean, I'm pretty like whatever at this game, dog. Like I'm not doing good like I hope, like I wish I would be good, you know? So. Oh God. Yeah, you know, like I'm pretty sure like all our skills are in retrospect like pretty similar or around like the same range, you know? you know, I mean, for sure, you know. But whatever works, right? You know? If that's what it takes to win, then that's what it takes to win, you know? Ah. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I mean, there really isn't like a right way to win. You know, I'm of the camp of like if you think like jumping at your opponent and them not anti-airing you is like how would I say, like, not the right way to win. For me, it's like, hey man, if they ain't punishing you, if they ain't doing nothing about it, then why make it harder on yourself, right? Why try to why try to do like steps 3 and 4 if like steps 1 is like working, you know? Yeah, you know, like certainly I think for me it's even if somebody is like doing the same thing over and over again, it's more so a test of on you than it is on them. 'Cause like if you're not able to counter that properly, then there's obviously something like defunct with your abilities, you know? Like that's what happens to me a lot too, you know? Like sometimes I just fight against players who literally just go ahead and just like press medium punch and just jump, right? And it's like, you know, I should definitely have a better option than, you know, just sitting there and taking it, you know? Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah, but you know, sometimes, you know, similar to like breaking throws in Tekken, you know, you gotta do those fundamentals, man. Ooh, that was lucky. Oh yeah, certainly. Certainly, like having the ability to like whiff punish on command, you know, like baiting out their throws, like all that like feels great. But sometimes, you know, you just gotta do the simple. Let me just break the throws and like just do jab anti-airs or whatever it is, right? Ooh. Oh yeah, you know, footsies and all that kind of stuff. That is certainly one of the attractive natures of playing this game. Ah, fucked up the combo. You know, certainly, you know, I would say that Street Fighter does, in general, reward neutral and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, in every game, there's always some sort of, you know, some sort of, like, high offense setup or, you know, type of decision-making that usually kind of dominates the conversation, right? So, for 4, it was like Vortex characters like Akuma, Ibuki, things like that. 5, of course, with throw loops until they took it out towards the later half of its lifespan. And then now, you know, in a sense, like, this is the same thing where it's like throw loops, you know, shimmies, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, the range of his crouching heavy punch is like really good. So I love just throwing it out and then buffering it into, you know, like Tiger Nexus, right? So. Oof. Aye, too far away. Yeah, I mean, with throw loops, it's kind of an awkward situation because if they do take away the throw loops, then it might make parry a little too strong because there's not going to be a lot of counterplay against parry, a wake-up tap parry, you know? But we'll certainly see, like, what Capcom ends up deciding on eventually. Certainly right now, they're making it obvious that they are going to keep throw loops for now, right? So. Yeah, you know, potentially like nerf corner carries too, right? Ah, too far. Yeah, you know, drive rush, you know, offense, that kind of stuff. It does certainly, like, become a crutch, but eventually we will all, like, learn the defensive strats of the game, you know? Ooh, nice whip punish. Yeah, for sure. You know, like just pretty much adding more defense into the game. You know, more options available, that kind of stuff. That's probably going to be eventually at a point where Capcom's going to start doing it. You know. Oof. Yeah, I mean, some people, what they suggested as far as, like, being able to, like, manage the game better, as far as defense goes, is to essentially, what you call it, like, make the hurt box of somebody, in Drive Rush. Okay, thank God. Make the hurt box while someone's in drive rush more larger so that it's easier to drive check somebody, right? Because there have been situations where, like, you know, like Dual Kevin, he mentions it, but like, you know, he tries to drive check certain characters, and like his crouching medium kick like whiffs, you know. So that's why, like, you know, some people suggested, like, hey, you know, make the hurt box when someone's in drive rush much more extended forward, right?
Sagat wins. Round one. Fight.
Yeah, it really is a good defensive mechanic, you know. So perfect parry, you know. Oh, they have nerfed it a bit so that it's a little bit more tolerable, but it certainly still is like a monster in its own right, you know. But you know, hopefully they eventually. Ooh, nice block. But hopefully they might start adding, like, you know, more stuff here and there, right? Or at least, you know, make it so that it's a little less, like, crazy with the drivers, you know? Oof. Yeah, it certainly is something to it, but I guess like some people's like argument for that is like you can empty jump throw, you know, like is it like a you know, like an equal equivalent of like a fair option? Who's to say? But it certainly is like a very sort of precarious sort of balancing situation. Because right now, you know, despite all the issues that Street Fighter 6 may have, it's still like pretty compact as far as character strengths go. And it's just more so of like the mechanics of it being maybe a little bit overtuned, but you know, too far. Oh, you know, Aki certainly has its her problems, man. Like, she's one of those where, for me, she's very polarizing in that if she gets started, she's absolutely one of the most god characters in the world. But then at the same time, like, if she doesn't get started at all, she's literally like a joke character to me, right? Like, there have been situations where Aki has it's either been like perfects, or it's been perfects on either side, whether I, as Rashid, get perfect her, or the Aki player perfects me. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah. Cammy. I mean, there's certainly, like, very, very strong aspects about Cammy in Season 1, right? You had the fact that her EXDP switches sides. Her crouching medium punch was absolutely amazing. You know, you couldn't whiff punch that for anything. But, you know, even with the nerfs, she is still, like, decent enough, right? Like, still, I mean, you know, Phenom and Mike EX, or Mikey, was able to make top 8 with that character. So, I mean, you know, it's not like she's completely cooked. Ooh, nice. You know, I mean, here's the thing, like, and it's kind of like we have Ed's kind of an anomaly in a way, because I can't tell if he's like not great or if people are just refusing to play him, because Japan is single-handedly the only country that's keeping Ed alive, right? Like, pretty much, like, any Ed player that you see, it's always going to be, like, a Japanese player. Yeah, and Lashar, too, right? Even though, in finals, or... No, that was Xiaohai. Xiaohai was, playing Mai. Yeah, you know, it is kind of unfortunate as far as, like, the character design of Mai, but it is what it is, you know. Let's just hope that Capcom does something about her gameplay style, because it's certainly not the most fun to watch or experience, you know? Oh, unfortunate.
Round two.
Yeah. The fan bouncing is pretty much like one of the primary issues with Mai, you know. Ooh. If they, I mean, they kind of addressed it with it not being able to like proximity block anymore with the fans, but it's still like annoying as hell, right? Yeah, you know, it's one of those the perfect parry. The fans, the primary thing with it is that like it's the same issue with Aki, which is that it's like super hard to like perfect parry. I tried to do like sessions of just trying to perfect parry Aki's fireball. And that's just, you know, it's just way too hard, man. It's way too hard to perfect parry her fireballs. Same thing with Mai, right? Especially with the different timings of, you know, what strength she uses the fan. It's just like, I wish that things would be easier to do. But, you know, it is what it is. The only, I guess, like in certain cases, right, if the Mai's not expecting it, you could dash forward in front of her, because she's obviously going to be holding forward. So maybe if they're particularly not, you know, like mindful, they could just walk into you dashing and go into throw or like a jab, like a 4-frame jab move, right?
Round one. Fight.
Nah, it ain't really footsies, man. It's just me kind of praying that I hit the opponent. You know what I mean? And also me dropping combos. That's the other important part. You know, mental damage. Oh, no, one and done. How unfortunate. But anyway, though, mental damage or maybe the American reset, the classic American reset is what we call those. You know. Man. It's gonna be quite hard for someone like me to, because I can't. Talking and playing at the same time is one of those skills that I have not built up yet. So hopefully I can do that correctly here. And unfortunately for a character like Sagat, I am neutral if I were to do the meaty setup. Nice whiff punish. Nice. Yeah, you know, talking and playing certainly does have its skill sets. Punishable. Oh, interesting. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever gets the win. Whatever gets the win, even though it's an unoptimal win. Should have just done like some sort of special, man. Some sort of special. Whew. Nah, we don't cap like saying footsies around here, dog. We are washed. I am washed. Did you see the description on my channel? I'm a washed Street Fighter 4 player. who's trying to be a slightly competent Street Fighter 6 player, you know? Oh, nice jump. Ooh, nice. I was like, I was like decent enough in Street Fighter 4. I wouldn't say anything that's like, you know, impressive or anything like that. I would certainly go like 1 and 2 or 2 and 2 in pool. So. Hey, hello there, Case. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming by. I played Yang mostly in Street Fighter 4. I have played a little bit of, well, as a secondary, I played Abel. That was only if I wanted to, like, whatchamacallit. If I feel like the matchup against with Yang is like pretty bad, you know, which would usually be like certain zoning characters that I just had trouble with, you know. Man, it certainly is kind of awkward with Sagat because so be it. He certainly requires you to utilize tools that are not necessarily conducive to what people would find like easy in this game, you know? Like, you know, low forward drive rush, having like pretty, how would I say, uniform kind of frame data, but like his standing jab is 5 frames, his crouching jab is 4 frames, which I mean, you know, technically speaking, like Rashid has that same kind of thing but backwards, which is standing light punch is 4 frames, crouching light punch is 5 frames. But then, you know, you got things like standing medium punch that doesn't lead into anything. I mean, it's usually used for Oki setups to get plus frames, which I'm not utilizing, unfortunately, which I should be. But, you know, it's a, you know, 6 frame move that leaves you plus on block, but it doesn't special cancel into anything. So, really, it seems like it's only useful in, like, Oki setups primarily. And then crouching medium punch, which is, you know, 7 frames, which is pretty much like the only useful like drive rush cancelable move that you're trying to buffer into, because even though like crouching heavy punch is the same, I think it's much more effective to use it as like a buffering tool into like EX Tiger Nexus or EX or just regular heavy Tiger Nexus, you know, on punish counter, right? So there's this kind of like weird little awkward nuances with Sagat that does make him a little bit more technical to use compared to other like Street Fighter 6 characters. Ooh. I'm dead. Or I'm not. Oh, I am dead. And his Tiger Knee is pretty great. It just like maybe I need to utilize medium to like get over the fireballs. Ah, he likes to jump out the corner. Ah, nice jump. Ah, I fucked that up. Yeah, you know, Ingrid, it's, we'll certainly have to see what she has to offer, you know? Because I have no idea how Ingrid plays. Because her debut game is like a expansion pack for a game that on like the PSP or something like that, I think. So oh, I messed that up. I messed that up. Oh.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, nice. I hate that. I hate that. I was doing DP there. Doing DP and I got level 1 instead. Oh well. Ooh, not that. Man, it's gonna certainly be a long grind getting the Masters. I did not think that it would be this kind of experience. I was privileged enough to play a character like Rashid, but now I have to sort of think with a different character now. Ooh, lucky me, lucky me. Yeah, I mean, you know, having a character like Sagat being like played differently, right? Like they're like a different kind of mindset, right? Similar to how like Elena, it requires a different kind of mindset. I think that's a good sign. Because you know you know, Bison certainly weren't necessarily the most like how would I say, the most unique characters as far as like their like, how to say, optimal form of play. So you know, like having something like an Elena and then a Sagat who feel like you need to play in a different kind of ball game, you know, is nice to know. Ooh, nice jump. Yeah, you know, Bison with his sort of like, you know, low forward drive rusher, crouching medium punch buffer into EX says scissor kicks to plant the bomb on you and that kind of stuff, you know. It's like Oh man. You know, in a way, I guess I should be kind of thankful that Bison, I mean, not Bison, there's so many Sagats that I'm playing against, because, you know, if we were to play against, like, a variety of different characters, we'd be kind of cooked. We'd be kind of cooked. Ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna lie. Yeah, they, you know, here's the thing, right? In Street Fighter 4, Bison played completely differently. Like, he is unrecognizable compared to what he is in Street Fighter 6 now, you know? Oh yeah, okay, Sagat is really, really tall. Like, it's kind of funny in that he's so tall that his face gets covered up by the attack data in training mode. Ooh, nice. Oof. Unfortunate. Yep, double-sized Lily, man. Bison, so in Street Fighter 4, Bison was pretty much like a pressure poke character. So his buttons that he would use a lot would be something like standing medium kick and standing heavy kick. They were both like almost impossible to whiff punish because they were just so fast, and like the range in which that those buttons have. There's not really a lot of characters that could like contest against Bison with those normals. But also is that because there's chip damage in what's it called, Street Fighter 4, his pressure game was pretty good because his scissor kicks were safe on block, and so essentially all that you really had to care about was whether or not if you space them out correctly, so you can get plus on block, right? Ooh. So, you know, he would do like this chip damage, and then he would poke you with standing medium kick and standing heavy kick. So, like, he wasn't necessarily like a combo monster. He was more so like, I'm going to like eventually like eke out more damage off of you due to my chip and my good pokes, and you're not going to be able to really do much about it in the mid-range, and so you're going to have to find like a way to get in on me, right? And his defense was like kind of okay for what it was, but it certainly wasn't great. He had like Wake Up EX Psycho Crusher, which was safe depending on like the character that you used it against, right? So if the character had like a pretty long range ultra, missed it. Had a pretty like long range ultra that could punish Bison, then yeah, his EX Psycho Crusher was kind of a null thing. But let's see here. But yeah, so for the most part, he was a really good defensive character in Super Street Fighter 4, and then slowly, I mean, he was still a good character. The issue is that the implementation of Yun and certain characters and certain like offensive monsters in terms of like DLC and stuff like that, as well as characters that just kind of did things better than Bison. So Rolento, Elena, like he just kind of slowly started falling out of favor because they did better things than he did, essentially, or their game plans were more effective, and they also had like added bonuses. I stream, so I'm trying to stream as much as I can. So like, but the typical time frame on the weekdays is going to be 4:30 Pacific Standard Time to, I guess, like, I don't know, maybe like 3 hours minimum. So like 7 o'clock, 7:30. So in terms of like Ninji's schedule, I should be starting like an hour and a half before her, and then I guess like I would be an hour and a half into her stream, if that makes sense. But yeah, Monday through Fridays, I'm trying to stream 4:30 to 7:30, and then maybe on the weekends. It kind of depends. But some of the time on the weekends, I want to try to dedicate that to like making my videos for YouTube. Oh, I can just hold back. Hey, time over. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. We lame it out like it's cross-tekken. Man, how often do you get time overs in this game? That's pretty rare, you know? I'm sure, like, it's very rare for somebody to get time overs in this game, unless if, you know, I guess, like, the particular characters that you're playing are kind of slow to get the ball rolling, but, you know, even so, like, still shouldn't be the case, right? Ooh, nice whiff punish. Ooh. Whew. Ah, nice. Damn, that does a grip of damage, baby. Ed, baby. Yep. Ah, I keep doing that. Oh. Oof. Random jumps, baby. Ninja. Yep. I'm sure she is currently streaming right now. But, yeah. We will hopefully join her soon. Oh, I deserve that. Oh yeah, when she does get to Masters, that's where everything starts to come together, baby. Ooh, nice. Man. Oh. Man. So, I'm betting that it might take me about a month to get Sagat to Masters. I think. I want to say. Or you know what? It might even be like 2 months to be realistic here. Oh, God. Nah, Case, 2 days, that's crazy. There's no way I'm gonna be able to do it in 2 days. If I wasn't like, whatchamacallit, like if I completely ignored everything in the background, then maybe. But also, you know, if I were to, like, do things better with Sagat, then certainly. But right now, as it is, I don't know, man. I don't know. 2 days, that's a little too generous of a time. That's a little too generous for someone like me. Ah, you know, just 2 jabs, man. 2 jabs into into Shoryuken. Yeah, drive rush combos here. The thing is that it's more so that I'm not finding like crouching medium punch is really the only button that I see being worth like buffering drive rush into, you know? Oop, I'm minus there. Whoopsie daisy. Ah, no reaction. Ah, there's no way I'm gonna get a 10 win streak on this character, man. It's gonna take me just kind of grinding it out classically like any other person in this game. Unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, it's going to be 10 more to go now, so it is what it is. You know, I ain't too down about it.
Sagat wins.
And besides, like, the ranking system, it's, like, pretty generous, so, like, I'll eventually get to Masters. It's just more of, like, a when than an if. Ooh, a little too far away for the throw. Ah.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. Nice. Ooh.
Sagat wins.
Man. You know, I cannot wait for fall to come. I hate the fact that the AC does not work at my place. So now that, well, you know, it's not that it works, but it's completely determinative of if my neighbor wants to use it. And unfortunately, they are 9 months, they usually are 9 months away in Pakistan. So pretty much I don't really have much of an ability to utilize the AC in the times in which that I need to use the AC. They only come back during the winter, so that's when it's pretty much useless.
Round one. Fight.
Nice.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, nice.
Sagat wins.
Yeah, I'm trying to, cause after Evo is when I'm trying to just stream more than usual. So like now I'm trying to go to for the 3 hours, and then depending on like, you know, who's here and all that kind of stuff, I might go for longer, you know. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, like, Evo was pretty much, like, the only thing that was kind of stopping me from, well, that and I guess the heat, but, you know, the heat, I guess, we'll deal with regardless. But once Evo was over, I was like, you know what, yeah, let's just try to stream another hour or here, because, you know, I kind of felt like, oh my god, the frame rate. I kind of felt like, stream for 2 hours, it doesn't really feel like I'm accomplishing anything. You know. Oof. Oh. Did I make it? Yes, I made it. I made it. I definitely, man, I definitely could have won with level 1 if I just confirmed off the EX Fireball, but I decided I didn't want to do something like that, so. Ooh, nice. Oh, I was too far away. I was too far away. Ooh, nice, nice.
Sagat. Here comes a new challenger.
Alright, let's go for another hour.
Round one.
Or not another hour, like 45 minutes or so. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, unfortunate.
Round two. Fight.
Nice.
Sagat win. Round one. Fight.
Nice.
Final round. Fight.
Oh. Sometimes you just gotta mash the super out. Sometimes you just gotta mash it out.
Sagat. Round one. Fight.
Wake up level 2. That's how we do it here.
Round two. Fight.
The jump. There we go. That's how we do it. Drive rush low. The key to every problem that we have. Oh, man. You know, I'm sure some people think that, like, you know, I got to Diamond 2, that's like such a high achievement and everything. For me, it's like, man, I only made it to Diamond... Well, I'm not even at Diamond 2 yet, I'm close to it, but still, it's like, I made it to Diamond 2, that's it? I should be... This should be a faster process, you know? This should be easy, since I already got Rashid to Masters. You know, in Rashid to Masters, it was like 50-ish minutes, so it's like, man, what am I not doing here? And it's obvious that I am very ass. very ass. So I can't necessarily be like, why am I not doing well when clearly I'm not playing very well in the first place. Oh, hey, hello there, Jazzy. Hope you're doing well. Hit them harder, you know. That would probably be a solution in real life, you know. Certainly some people have made the astute observation of, especially for, like, against Yang players. My friend would always tell me, hey, you know what the best tech against Yang players, or not Yang players, Yun players? It's to, option select your fist into throwing your stick at the Yun player next to you. That was the tech that they had. So, you know, obviously they're joking, but, you know, sometimes there might be... The only solution sometimes is not the buttons we press in-game, but the buttons we press in real life, you know? Ah, age check. Oh, SF4 Yang. Or SF4 Yun. SF4 Yun. I had Yang on the mind for some reason. Oh my god, I got lucky. Wait, which one am I? Oh, oh, Jesus Christ. I got confused for a second there. God, I hate... They should definitely have, like, a U pasted, like, on top of his chest or something. Because that situation, I did not know which Sagat I was. I was super confused, man. I was, like, holding forward, and I was like, why am I not moving forward? Am I the Sagat on the right? So yeah. Whew. So yeah, how was your day, Jazzy? Did anything interesting happen to you? Ah. Hey, that's good. Fried rice and melty blood. Sounds like a regular NorCal anime player. Ah, age checked again. Oh, gotta be kidding me. That's the best punish I had? Wait a minute. I thought his level 1 was not invincible. I burned myself out for some reason. I may not be able to DI back people, but I certainly have a pretty decent rate at supering out of their DI. You know, here's the thing, right? Like, I think you might not be looking hard enough, because if I mean, it might be far away for you, but Usenet, there's definitely a decent well, I wouldn't say melty, but anime, you know, like fighter community there. And then I'm sure, like, in Oakland or Fremont, there might be some people who like play anime fighters, and I'm sure for me, like anime fighters or anime FGC people, like they usually play the whole gamut. You know, it's not uncommon for them to just kind of stick to one game, at least in my experience. Ah.
Round 2. Fight.
That's the first time that I just did DI in the open like that. Ah, that's right. Thought I could hit him out of it. Whew, thank the Lord.
Sagat.
Yeah, Drive Rush into DI is always going to be a crazy call out, but sometimes you just gotta do it. Ooh, nice jump. You know, that's probably one of the first Zangiefs in like these kind of ranks that that didn't like spam, like overhead, like the wheel kick and stuff like that. That's something that I was kind of surprised by. All right, we're almost there to Diamond 2, which was a lot harder than it should be. It certainly shouldn't have been this hard.
Here comes a new challenger. You must crush them.
Round 1.
Oh, for sure. Like, no time might be a bit of a stretch, but certainly within like the next like month or two, I might be able to hit him. Ooh, nice. Probably shouldn't do that. Whew. Ah, the jump. Ah, the jump again. Jump a third time. The heavy Hashogeki is. The light one is -3. So what usually what Ryus would do is they would do like heavy Hashogeki if you're like too scared, and then go into heavy light Hashogeki. And the reason why some people they don't want to like try to contest against the Hashogeki, the light one at least, is that on counter hit for light Hashogeki, you basically get launched in the air, and you effectively like take, you know, like a good 30% of damage for trying to challenge, right? Ah, I deserve to lose that.
Ryu wins. Round 1. Fight. Round 2. Fight.
Ooh. Oh, that was close. That was close.
Sagat.
Alright.
Round 1.
Unfortunately, we had to make it a little harder on ourselves. Ooh. Ooh, I burned myself out on it. Oof, try to anti-air. Oop, tried to parry. when I didn't have any meter.
Round 2. Fight.
In Street Fighter V, I played Falk and Urien. Both of them were kind of like... They were pretty polarizing as far as playstyles go. Falk was more of like this mid-range, you know, poke, fireball kind of game. Whereas with Urien, he was more about setups and mix-ups when he got V-Trigger 1, which is his Aegis Shield. Yeah, there's a lot of like pokes that Oro really can't contest against Falk in the mid range, and so that's why it was a pretty bad matchup for Oro. So he really had to rely on getting what you call it, V-Trigger 2, which is his Tengu stones, to really do anything, and that's if he's able to get like pressure off of her. Ooh.
Sagat wins.
We barely made it a Diamond 2 after all of that. See. It's kind of disjointed, her moves, but the problem is that her forward heavy punch, and her crouching heavy punch, right? They were relatively okay as far as like having like a pretty decent like disjointed hurt box, but the problem is that they're relatively slow, and so I mean, you know, in the Oro matchup it's fine. The issue is that when you start playing against characters like Karen, or who else is there, like I guess Chun-Li, because she was pretty good towards the latter half of the Street Fighter V when they started buffering her again. Maybe Luke, depends, but they would sometimes punish with sweep, and then they basically get in on you. And Falk, in that kind of close range situation, pretty much has to rely on just like EXDP, or I guess, you know, the new V-Shift system, but. It's just kind of one of those situations where, yes, it's disjointed, but it certainly wasn't something that you would use a lot, with the intention of, like, you know, trying to win the neutral. It would be an additional tool on top of like your standing light kick, your crouching medium kick, and your standing medium kick, right? And you would also utilize the fireballs to kind of start chipping away at your opponent. But it certainly was a good button, I'm not gonna lie. However, it's one of those situations where if your opponent knows how to whiff punish and they're playing a particularly like offensive sticky character, then it's kind of like a ugh situation for Falk. I'm changing the saturation kind of changes as I move closer or farther away. Interesting. Ooh, nice. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, dude, crouching medium kick into Aegis was pretty much like a win button, depending on like how good your setups were, man. Like that button or that V trigger was absolutely crazy. And unfortunately, you know, I mean, I understand it, but still, it was like it kind of sucked. But towards the end of the lifespan of Street Fighter V, they did nerf Urien, and so what they did was that his EX headbutt is no longer a reversal. And so what it ended up being used only for is just like combo fodder, which it really isn't. It's not really something that you'd really care to use. The amazing thing about it was because it's a reversal on Wake Up, but now they took it away, it made him particularly like very scary on defense. Ugh. But, you know, at least in Street Fighter 3, Urien is particularly broken because he has unblockables in that game. And he gets 2. Well, I mean, he gets 2 Aegis reflectors in 5 with his V-Trigger, but, you know, like, you can't set... Well, I guess you could. Ooh. Oh man, you know, if only I don't know if they make sticks like that anymore. I want to say like at least the major ones, they probably have SOCD cleaning now, no matter what, right? You have to probably purposely request something like that. But even then, you know, I guess maybe people are just used to, oops, daisies. People are probably just used to having it with the SOTD cleaning now. Oh my god. No! Oh god, that sucks. Ah, that was EXDP. Nah, it wasn't lag. It was just me, like, fucking up the combo. If only I did that the first time. Well, at least I got that. Oh yeah, empty. I mean, you know, like, empty jump low, it certainly has its pros and cons. And you know, I think in general, like, empty jump lows, for me, it really feels like something that's only meant to bait parry, you know? Like, I think that's the only situation where empty jump lows really matter. Because in previous games for Street Fighter, empty jumps into whatever was just like a mix-up in and of itself. But in this game, you know, empty jumps, it's more, it feels like a... It feels like a loss and opportunity. Like, it feels as if you're sacrificing Oki in a game where Oki is like the most important, right? Why give up the situation to either do strike, meaty, throw, and sacrifice that so you can do like an empty jump into nothing potentially, and to bait out like a parry, you know, or like a tap parry. So.
Now, find a new rival. Round one. Fight.
Ooh, nice.
Round two. Fight.
Maybe charge heavy DP. I mean, you know, some people. I remember. What is it? I know there's like some sort of. Oh yeah, it was Ralph. It was Ralph in KOF where some people would just charge, do the charge punch, and they would just kind of stand there and not realizing that, you know, like that thing's unblockable and it does like half your health. Whew.
Round two. Fight.
Yeah, like, crouching heavy punch is a really, really nice move for Sagat, and you being able to, like, buffer, specials into it, and things like that. Like, it's certainly it's certainly one of those moves that does make Sagat like really good at contesting in the mid range. Though it's primarily for me, you know, and I should probably stop doing this, but even though I am using it as like a sort of buffer, like option select, you know, kind of thing where I'm just seeing if my opponent walks into it or gets hit by it. And, you know, the other thing is that makes it really a bad habit for me is that, you know, sometimes I just throw it out there when I shouldn't be. Because the reason why I feel like I can just kind of throw it out is that, you know, it's safe on block, right? Which is kind of, you know, insane in a way, right? The damage potential, if you connect with this, is like pretty insane, you know? But what you call it, really it should be used as like a whiff punish tool, right? Similar to, again, with like standing heavy punch. Like this thing is literally like you just see here, right? Like my crouching medium kick, my standing heavy kick doesn't reach Ken, but my standing fierce I know reaches him. Like Sagat like reaches, like comes forward and reaches at you, you know. But of course, you know, he doesn't really get anything off of it besides just like a target combo. So, you know, with Sagat, it's like, you know, you are doing a bunch of damage, or you're doing more damage than you would be in Street Fighter V, because he has all these like target combos coming out of his good long range buttons. But it's still in a way like you'd wish that there was more reward off of it, right? Like you hit him with the target combo, Sagat really doesn't get much reward off of it still, comparatively to, I don't know, somebody who might just whiff punish with like a crouching medium kick, drive rush into Oki, you know, like Rashid as an example. And so you really kind of have to rely on like these crouching moves to kind of get you started on your like Oki game potential. And even then, I don't know if there's like, you know, there's not really much they can get off of as far as Oki, unless if he gets you into the corner, which, you know, it's certainly possible, but you know, you wish that it would be a little easier, you know. But yeah, you know, yeah, random DI here and there, but in a way, you're I guess at like higher level, what you're keeping in mind of is that like these buttons are primarily used as like just like whiff punish tools in a way. Maybe in like certain situations, right? So for example, ooh. I should be able to get two. Huh. Interesting. Oh well. Okay, so I only get one. Something like that, I guess, right? You just do like a block string and then you like poke at them. Because, you know, at this range, right, like Ken can't really do anything at this range, right? So you end on this block string, and then you have like kind of a free reign on poking out, you know, at Ken. But you're not necessarily like in neutral, trying to like stick this out every now and again. I feel as though that it's going to be primarily just whiff punishing, and then once you get Oki, you might just do a block string, and they don't really have like a normal that reaches far enough, and then you bait them again with these kind of normals. So, but yeah, let's see here. Okay, we're reaching about that 3-hour mark, so we made decent progress, I guess. We went from Platinum 5 to Diamond 2, which it certainly could do better. Certainly could have better results than that. But, you know, of course, I am just hoping to kind of get him into Masters as soon as possible, because it's I don't want to be in a scenario where I'm sticking to a character too long, because then I will feel like I'm eventually losing the skills when I'm playing with like Rashid or Terry. You know, I don't want to stick with Sagat too long unless if I'm going to main him, which as far as I'm playing him currently, it's still to be determined. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and switch sections here. So, I mean, not much, but I guess we can go ahead because we're just going to watch Ninzi anyway. So, let's just go ahead and get over to her. Alright, so we should be good to go. Thanks again for everyone that came by, you know, Case, Jazzy, BN Nicholas, I think, and Keiko. So yeah, I will see you guys there in her chat.